All right, guys, the car market is an absolute ish show. We're going to talk about that with an expert. We're kind of experts, or at least we're wannabe experts. This is Bid Nerds. The bidding starts right now. Bid Nerds is your YouTube car game show. All right, welcome everybody. It is Sunday night. We are live, coming to you live from the Container Park in downtown Las Vegas. My name is John Polnick, as well as my partner way on the far end of the screen. That is Michael Deeb in San Francisco. And who's the expert in between us? Michael Deeb, who's that?
Ladies and gentlemen of the Nerd Herd, please welcome from the director of the Patina Collective, Bernard Bohn. I have to say, Bernard, it's very nice to meet you. Welcome for joining us so late in the evening in Miami. Whenever I'm on my Instagram feed and I get a reel from the Patina, it is the best vintage footage of car racing in the world. Thank you so much for producing such great content. How are you?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. The guys, Vico and Daniel, they do a great job. They're very
Amazing.
passionate with the collection. And, we're trying to spread the car culture, the classic car culture, especially the young timer period, the 1980s and the 90s, which is, what's coming. And, I was talking to somebody the other day. When I started working in this business in 1994, 40-year-old Porsche was a 356, and
Yeah.
it was not a great driving experience, and now a 40-year-old Porsche is a 930. So it's a more civilized experience, more reliable. We see a lot of young kids buying these cars now. We've been through Plush Auto. We've been selling a few cars. When we have repeats and we run out of space in the facility, then we unload some of the repeat cars that we have. And I'm impressed because 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds with their driver license is still vertical, like apprentice driver's license, and they're buying these cars. So I think that's encouraging. I think that sets the tone for the next 50 years of car collecting.
Well, let's get to that. Let's talk about some cars. This is a channel where we analyze listings on Bring a Trailer Cars and Bids, P-Car Market sometimes. We've been talking about young timer cars a lot. They tend to be the driving force of the market right now, but we're going to talk about cars that are considered collectible cars. Some of them will be young timers, some will be even more classic. Let's get into it. We always start every episode by going over the predictions. That's the good part that we made on the last episode. We hold ourselves accountable. How weird is that, Bernard? Let's get to it. What's the first car on the list? Michael Deeb.
All right, JP, younger than a young timer. Feast your eyes on this. Bernard, you're going to love this one. 2009 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren Stirling Moss edition that was recently listed on P-Car Market out of, let's read it to him, Nordenheim, Westfalen in Germany. Our car showing 971 kilometers from new. The SLR Moss was limited to just 75 examples worldwide. And JP, I'm not even sure they ever federalized a single one of these for the U.S. market. This car is listed by P-Car Market out of Germany. And we wondered aloud what this car could possibly bring in the secondary market on perhaps the most inferior auction platform left standing in the United States, and a car that is not even on a domestic title here in the U.S. Could this car possibly get into that $3+ million range and find a buyer at Hammer? Let's just say the odds were stacked against our seller. What were you thinking? JP, according to our friends at classic.com, they do have a column for the SLR Stirling Moss. At the moment, they say that the average selling price of one of these cars in the secondary market is $3.5 million. John, I thought that this car, with a beautiful presentation, the limited edition, and the super low odometer, still might have a chance to hammer at $2.9 million, but I also thought at my price, the car would fail to sell, and we'd see it in the deal tank for a number much higher over the $3 million bucks. JP, you took the under. Your bid, only $2.5 million. And Who was the Zach that we had on the last show, JP? We had Zach join us as third nerd
Zach
on the
Clapman
last
from
show.
the Zach Clapman from the Smoking Tire.
Thank you, Zach, for joining us as third nerd. He was a great guest. Zach, his bid was $3.1 million. So, Bernard, I understand you are quite a bit of an expert on all things Mercedes. This perhaps one of the oddest Mercedes labeled cars of all time, but certainly also one of the rarest and most valuable. Classic.com says that the handful that have transacted in the last few years have brought on average $3.5 million. This car is in Germany. It was listed on P-Car Market. What do you think of the car, the effort to make this car? This predates the Monza. This predates the Elva. Certainly, McLaren was way ahead of their time, and they actually sold 75 of these things. I don't know if they sold 75 Monzas and Elvas combined, but what do you think this car would have hammered for just a couple of days ago? Go ahead, Bernard. What do you think?
Look, I think this is a car you can bring to the United States on the show and display eventually, because it's a very limited production. I'm not sure, but I think there might be a car already in the States. What hurts it to bring it to the States is not federalization or anything like that. It's the tariffs. The tariffs are just hurting any overseas purchase. I think for a buyer in Europe or a buyer in Dubai or a buyer in Mother Russia, I think this could be like a 3.8 million US.
Mm-hmm.
3.8
okay,
number?
3.8 million. There you go.
Yeah.
So, JP, this is a very weird result, because when I went a couple days later to try and find this car, the link did not work. It took us to no landing page on P-Car Market, which was very strange. When I logged into regular P-Car Market, I couldn't find it in the past results, and it wasn't populating in the marketplace deal tank. But tonight, as we logged onto the show, the result page turned up. And as it turns out, our car hammered for $2.35 million. So $2,350,000, where it failed to sell on 19 bids. So it's interesting that the car was a ghost for the better part of a day, a couple of days after the hammer of this car. I don't know what was going on with the platform or with the URL for this listing. That in itself is an isolated, strange part of it. The fact that this car hammered, $1 million below what it's currently listed for in marketplace, which is $3.5 million. If you have 3.5, you can go and buy it right now. But again, as Bernard said astutely, tariffs might break it from coming here. At 25%, that's almost $1 million in tariffs. I don't think somebody was going to want one of these that bad. So JP, again, what do you think? You were the closest. You won that one at your bid at 2.5. This thing didn't even quite make it to your number. Is it just tariffs, or is there more to the story?
Well, I mean, I think we keep saying it over and over and over again. P-Car Market is just we talked about the show at the top. The market is a show. Well, so is P-Car Market as a platform. I don't know why any seller would waste their time dealing with these guys. The fact that at the end of the auction, everything just kind of disappears, just kind of we don't know for sure, but what my guess was happening was that P-Car Market was calling all of those bidders and trying to get them to buy the car. They were pitting each other against one another, and it's the total used car-ish show. These guys may as well be wearing check jackets. They're not reputable. I'm just so sick of I don't want to cover P-Car Market cars anymore. I think we just should ban them from the show. Not that that's going to hurt P-Car Market at all, but it's just every single time we bring up one of their listings, it ends like this. It's just wasting everyone's time. Everyone knows that they can't get it done. Everyone knows that there's no reason to bid on one of these cars. Everyone knows that you're just going to have to wait and see what it goes into their classified bucket. And if you just wanted to sell a car in a classified section, then just do that. Why have the car kind of off the market for a week while you're waiting to the end of an auction that's never going to end? It's just, I'm just done with P-Car Market. Bernard, what do you think of the results of this? This is...
It's not surprising from P-Car Market, but again, you have a car like this, why would you send it to P-Car Market? I think a car like this would go, if you're really, really, really dying to do an online sale, an online auction and have a bunch of people burn the car, okay, then do bring a trailer or something like that. But this is a car you take to a presidential auction. You take it to, I don't know, Villa Herba, Bonhams, or Broad Arrow. They're doing very well right now. RM. It's not. This is not. And P-Car Market, I mean, they probably had to take it down because they were probably having a very upset seller, calling them take the car down before it burns down on the internet. Because right now it's on record. Now the car is on record for two something, and that sets the pace for that car. This VIN number is tied to that result.
Yeah, how pissed off are you if you own one of the? How many of these are there? There's 100 of them or something.
75.
Like 75. So how pissed off are you if you own one of the other 74? This guy just totally tweaked the market value of all 75 cars because you have a FTS at 2.5. I mean, everyone involved in this just
2.3.
2.3, yeah, even worse, right? And that, where is this car coming from? It was
Germany. It's in Germany.
Okay, so the tariff isn't 25% like it would be from Canada. I think from Europe it's significantly less, but still, even if it's 15%, you're still talking about serious money. What a waste of time. All right, let us know what you guys think of the results. Go ahead, Deeb.
I just want to throw one counter to your thing. JP, I'd see something totally different happening at P-Car Market. Again, it's not to say they're not without their challenges. They do classically fumble the ball, and I feel like this person deciding to list this car on this platform out of Germany, I feel like he's more the culprit than P-Car Market. But I think P-Car Market is currently selling, since the beginning of the year and this new regime has taken over, there are fewer automotive listings, but the listings that they're getting are stronger quality cars. And so I do think that there are changes. I think the soil has been turned there. I'm not saying that we're going to go pick flowers in P-Car Market's garden, but I think they're trying. I think there's effort being made. They do fumble the ball. They're still listing way too many neon signs. They got a long way to go. But I just want to tip my hat that there is an effort being made, even if they keep falling down out of the starting gate and not even getting close to the finish line.
Yeah, so they get a participation trophy. Whoopity-doo. Yeah. I'm sick of it. This is so stupid. What's this? Buka, I can't pronounce that. One of the nerd herd, thanks for commenting, says, don't tell me about tariffs. Ask me how I was screwed. Were you one of the bidders? That's a scoop. I want to hear about that. All right, guys, let us know what you think of the results. We move on. We got a whole bunch of other cars. What was the next car we talked about in the last episode?
We're going to talk about the still available twin turbocharged Porsche 962 recreation that we picked for Bernard, a premium listing on Bring a Trailer. This was a car that was featured on Bring a Trailer before they were an auction platform back in December of 2015. In the last couple of years, this car finally got completed, and while we don't know who actually built this custom tube frame chassis or this mostly incorrect 962 shell, the car is powered by a 3-liter Type 930 flat 6, but with twin turbochargers, and then a typical 930 915 4-speed manual transaxle. There's a lot of cup car suspension in the back of the car. It doesn't look comfortable. It doesn't look safe, but I bet it's really fun to drive. JP, as a premium listing, we wondered aloud where a 962 recreation could find itself at Hammer on Bring a Trailer. Our friends at classic.com tell us that the average selling price of a real 962 is $1.1 million. I thought this car would get to $200,962. JP, your bid, $192,962. And Zach joined us. And his bid was just $184,000. Bernard, really quickly, what do you think of this car, and give us a bid for it?
I mean, I think it's a good effort. There's a company in South Africa that makes shells and chassis that look like a 964, where you put a 911, any 911 drivetrain in it. I think it's a neat car. It's a toy. Yes, it's unsafe. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but you go down, with pride and blood and sweat. And I think, I think 180 is a good number for it.
180,000, not bad. 180. So you're the lowest.
I'll buy it.
You'll buy it. All right, done.
You'd be the closest. Our car hammered for just $150,000, where it failed to sell on 3 bids. JP, you and Zach had a lot of fun batting back the idea that this car may have been the recipient of a shrill bid at $150,000. This car received no more bids at Hammer. So, JP, do you still stand on that potentiality that this was arranged and it didn't trick anybody else into bidding higher than 150? This car failed to sell on 3 bids. Where you at, JP?
Yep, 100%. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that was a friend trying to prime the pump. It is a really cool car, but it's just the use case for this thing is so narrow. There's just not enough people out there that want a toy for $150,000 or more. Bernard, what do you think of the result?
I think, look, maybe they try to save it so it doesn't get burned on the internet in the value. You put a high bid at the end and try to save it. Maybe that's what they did. But I mean, imagine you put AC and a little bit more and a lollipop seat in it.
Yeah, the seat in the middle or on the left would make all the difference in the world, but the seat on the right.
Yeah, and a lollipop with some cushioning and electric.
Oh, yeah, it'd be nice.
Now we're talking. I'm with you. All right. Let us know what you guys think of the results of that 962. What's the next car, Deeb?
All right, JP, we're going to circle back to the 1974 Ford Bronco Ranger with the 302, the V8. This was an alumni listing on Bring a Trailer. The car had previously sold in April of 2022 for $80,000. It sold again in May of 2024 for $76,000. And here was the third bite of the apple. JP, our friends at Classic.com tell us that the Ford Bronco with the V8 is an $87,000 car in the secondary market. I thought our car had a chance to eclipse its original price from 2022 by hammering at $88,000. After you stopped laughing at my bid, you came in at $66,000, and Zach joined us as third nerd. Zach's bid just $62,000. So Bernard, the Broncos are softening. There's just too many in the marketplace right now. What do you think this car would have hammered for on Bring a Trailer?
50.
Boom.
50, and you'd be the closest. Our car hammered for $65,500, where it failed to sell on 18 bids. JP, is the Bronco over? Is that it? Unless it's an icon, it's not worth $100,000 anymore.
Look, the whole market is a total ish show. I said at the beginning, results are all over the place. It's neither here nor there. This car, I don't know what the sellers are thinking. I don't know what the buyers are thinking. $65,000. This guy doesn't take the money and run. It's the end of summer, dude. I don't know. Bernard, what do you think of the results?
I think it is what it is. I mean, there are not too many surviving Broncos in this condition, and the thing is that. Okay, you have the first 100 and 150 people that pay big money for Broncos. Then they drive it, they realize what it is, and then they put it back in the market, and they put it back in the market, and they put it back in the market.
Yeah, this thing can't be fun to drive.
This car has been back in the market many times.
Yeah, nobody. I think you're 100% right. The people are they look at it and they find that they see the nostalgia, they get excited about the look, and then they go drive it down the road once, and they're like, this just isn't a fun experience. And if your classic car isn't any fun, then don't even talk to us about braking. All right, let us know what you guys think of the results of the Bronco. What do we got next, Deeb? We're moving it along.
Two quick Mercedes. JP, we took a look at a 26,000 miles 1988 Mercedes-Benz 560 SL. This is just about the last year. 89 was the last year of this car. Low odometer, attractive but common colorway in this almost guards red color, signal red paint. Leather interior. I honestly would have thought this car would have struggled to bring its typical Classic.com average of $31,000. Thus, my bid was only $29,560. JP, you took the under at 27, and Zach was the high man at 30. Bernard, I know you know these cars. Are R107s having a moment? What's your bid on this car?
26,000 miles, no rust, right on tan. 45,
and you would have won this one. Our
Man,
car
he's smoking us, Deeb. He's smoking us.
$51,000 where it sold on 69 bids. JP, if you got 39, I would have been surprised. The fact that it got to 51, I'm absolutely astounded. And believe it or not, anybody in the nerd herd, I have two 450 SLs right behind this wall in front of me that are for sale. Call me. I'm your SL Superstore. JP, what do you make of that result? That's amazing, huh?
Dude, I mean, this is what I'm saying. The market is a total issue. It's an upside down bizarro world. What the hell? It's the end of the summer and a red on tan Mercedes. I mean, these are nice cars. They're wonderful cars, actually. But what? Bernard, explain this one. You got it right.
Okay. Look, the 89 is the last year, like you said. It has already a better ABS. The battery's in the back, so it's a better balanced car. It's more reliable. It has that. It's like an 89. It's like an 89 930. You know, it's that car with. It's like having a G50. You have more technology in it. And having a Survivor like this with no rust, I think that people are paying up for this.
It's that much different from an 88?
Well, this is an 88. I was just saying 89 was last year. So
you said last year was 930. So I just
let's get off this car, JB. We got one more to cover, Bernard.
Cool.
We have a 1991 Mercedes-Benz 420 SEL. In this case, 91 is the last year for this particular platform. Bernard, this car ran no reserve on Bring a Trailer, showing just 31,000 miles from new. The interesting thing is this car has a California salvage title. The problem is there was a time when this car might have only booked for $7,000. So if it had $7,000 worth of damage to it, they would have just done a salvage title. But the car that you see here on these pages looks to be in mint condition. And again, running no reserve on Bring a Trailer. Our friends at Classic.com tell us that the average selling price of a 91 420 SEL in the secondary market is only $13,000. JP, I thought our car would get up to $11,420. John, you took the under at $10,500, and Zach split the difference between us at $10,800. So Bernard, what do you think of the 420 SEL with super low mileage, but the scarlet letter that is the salvage title?
Well, salvage title is not a 560, so I think that's $8,000.
$8,000,
even with 32,000 miles on it.
Even with 32,000 miles, but it's, it might have been hit by a train or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It might have been.
So, I mean, it looks nice. It's clean, but it's a 420. 420, it's a very oddball car. It's not, I mean, it has better technology. It has a better transmission. It has a better everything, but it's a 420. When you had a car like this back in the day, you said, I have 560. I had a 500. And it's like, it's 4, it's less than 5. So I don't know. It's a psychological thing there.
Yep. Well, this car ran no reserve, and we probably haven't seen one this clean come down the auction platform in a while. Thus, this car did very well. JP, our car hammered for $15,250 where it sold on 30 bids. So that car did really well.
Yeah, this is the only one that doesn't surprise me. This car is way too clean. This car wasn't hit by a train. This car had $3,000 of damage in it, back in 1997 or something. And, because, look, I had a really nice, I can't remember what it was, a 95, it was the E-Class car, and it was perfect. And that car booked at the time for like $5,000 or $6,000, and someone backed into it in a parking lot, cost $2,000 or $3,000 to fix, and they totaled it. And there was nothing wrong with the car. This car, I think that's what happened with this one. And this car could have been, you could have bought this car for $15,000. Could be the last car you ever buy, and it'll just go forever and ever and ever. And I kind of wish it were me. All right, let's move on. Let's get to some predictions. That's what everyone's really here for. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with new predictions right after this. Hey guys, you're probably looking at your watch and wondering if Bid Nerds will ever end. So you better talk to our friends at Our Smiths to make sure your Rolex, Tag Heuer, AP, or any fine timepiece is in tip-top shape. Our Smiths, fine Swiss repair.
Hey guys, Vegas Auto Fest, presented by Lamborghini Las Vegas and Audi Henderson, is the most Vegas car show of the year. And it's happening at Red Rock Country Club, September 13th. Cars, food, music, showgirls, and amazing prizes. Tickets start at just $20. Kids under 16 are free.
See you at Vegas Auto Fest 2025.
Vegas Auto Fest is September 13th at the Red Rock Country Club, presented by Lamborghini Las Vegas and Audi Henderson.
Vegas Auto Fest. The drivers are coming.
All right, have you guys got your tickets to Vegas Auto Fest coming this Saturday? We are so excited to show you this show this year. It is going to be the biggest, the best we've ever done. Everyone's coming from all over the country. Get your tickets for Vegas Auto Fest at vegasautofest.com right now. Bernard, we got to get you on an airplane. Get out here or start driving.
At the
Road
Red Rock.
Yeah, we'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the
Very
edge,
nice.
right? You like that
It looks,
voiceover?
it looks great. It looks
It's a lot of
great.
fun.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you out. All right, let's get to some predictions. That's what this show's about. So what's the first car on the list, Deeb?
All right, JP. I love the slant nose. This one looks to be really, really nice. As a premium listing on Bring a Trailer right now is a 1987 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe that is a factory M505 car. It looks stunning to me in diamond blue metallic with a burgundy leather interior. It's a bummer it's not an 89 with a 5-speed. This would be well over $300,000 car. But this car has serious low miles, just 25,000 miles from new. And has a chance to still ring the bell, perhaps $250,000 or more. The car looks fairly decent. These are, an effort was made to take professional studio photography. It's not my most, I don't think it's the best studio shots we've ever seen, but it's an honest presentation of a pretty rare and valuable Porsche. The window sticker is included. One thing that we've got on our notes, JP, is that initially the seller disclosed that a single panel had been repainted, but then they had to provide paint meter readings, and as such, it has been revealed that the entire car has been repainted, JP. Thus, they've had to walk it back. And then, as we say walk it back tonight, this will not be the first time you'll hear me say that pertaining to a listing that we're going to cover. So now the listing has been updated that the car has been repainted. Does that hold back the rarity, the odometer, and the collectability of the M505 now that the car has been repainted? I wonder what that's going to do to what would have been a pretty spectacular ultimate value for this car. So JP, a 4-speed, but it's a factory slant nose. It's a rare colorway. It's a rare color combination. It's a low odometer. The Achilles now winds up being the repaint, and he didn't disclose it up front. He had to come to that assessment that it was repainted. Does that harm the overall value, or does the car so rare and so special that none of that stuff will matter? I think that's kind of what we're looking at when we judge or predict where we think this car is going to land. I dig these things, John. I know they're heavy. I know they're not the best performer, but they're so cool. They're so period correct. And as Bernard opened the show with the idea that these 80s and 90s cars are being celebrated, and they're the ones that are trading hands for the big money. Could this car retail and still have upside potential? Where are you at on the factory slant nose special wishes car?
Yeah, look at that dashboard. Look at the knee knockers down there. Those with the double ledge and the little logos on those snaps. That's kind of interesting. Look, I like the 4-speed in the 930. There's no doubt about it that the G55 speed is going to bring more money and it's more value, but I think the 4-speed is the correct transmission for the 3-liter turbo. You can stay in boost more easily, and that's what makes these cars fun, is when you're in boost and you can stay there. Slant noses are definitely young timers. That is the scene. That is the jam. That's what everyone's into. And this one being a factory slant nose is a very big deal. I think the problem with this whole, what you said, walking back, the idea that this car has been revealed to have been repainted, I don't think that's such a big deal. If it was disclosed up front, it calls into question what else does the seller not know. We're not suggesting that the seller acted in bad faith or poor faith. I believe them. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say they thought it was just a quarter panel and they found out along with the rest of us. But what else is yet to be revealed from a negative point of view? Or is there anything? Is it really much ado about nothing? Bernard, what do you think of that, and what do you think of the car? And remember, we'll do bids at the end in just a little bit, so you don't have to give us a bid yet.
So I think it's a great car. It has the Turbo S special wishes center console. It has the knee pads. It has the special speakers in the back. the speakers in the back tray are always an afterthought, and all these 930s, they look terrible. This car looks amazing. I've seen this car in person before.
Oh, you have?
Yes. I've seen this car. So look, repaint, I don't care about it. It's the original color. That's what matters. The car is old. So is it in good condition? Yes. Is it a slant nose? Yes. It's the color special? Yes. So I think probably for the critics at the auction, they would say, "Oh, you didn't disclose at the beginning." Yeah, but eventually he disclosed it. So if you're a real buyer, you pay up for this.
All right, Deeb, what's it going to bring?
All right, JP. According to our friends at classic.com, the average selling price for a 930 turbo with a factory slant nose, an M505 car, is typically $205,000 in the secondary market. This is a premium listing, and it's beyond just M505. This car has quite a bit of special wishes, CXX options that are put into the car. And I think that of itself, the rare colorway and the low odometer are going to carry it above the classic.com average. In fact, our car is currently sitting at $199,420, and that comes to us by way of scroll, 13 bids, and our car closes tomorrow. JP, I think this car has a chance to hammer for $240,000 where I believe it'll sell, and I wouldn't be the slightest bit surprised if this car goes over my bid. But I think $240,000 is in play. JP, I dare you to go over my bid. Where are you at?
Yeah, I don't think the repaint's going to be that big a deal. This is a great car. I think the seller acted in good faith. This is right there in the sweet spot. The market is a total ish show, but it is rewarding stuff that's really cool, and this definitely qualifies. So I'm going to say 250, 930 and hand it up.
Time out.
What? Time out.
Yep.
We're slamming on the brakes.
I am reading the listing, and there is a certificate of authenticity, and it says that the exterior color is espresso brown, and that car is painted. I just had it in my mind. That car is painted diamond blue metallic. So this car has received a color change. JP,
okay,
whoa.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I have seen certificates of authenticity from Porsche for a 1972 911 S. Everything matches perfect, and the last item in the certificate is 3-spoke airbag steering wheel.
So you're saying they can be wrong. The Germans. So it's interesting, JP. That would concern me if I was bidding. We're coming in here with 1 day to go. It's entirely possible this car came correct in diamond blue metallic, but the certificate of authenticity offers something different, and that's something you'd want to consider before you bid. So very interesting. So JP, I interrupted you. I stepped on your bid. What was your bid?
Well, look, we're supposed to do show prep and go through this stuff, and I'll admit today I did not. It's a Sunday. It's been a busy weekend before Vegas Auto Fest. Lots to do. I'm just looking at some of the comments really quick. Sundervunch 930 says, thanks for the correction on the paint code. I magnified the front sticker a couple of times to see the number 6. My lower skirt on my 85 Sundervich is aluminum too. So I think there's, I don't know if that, look, somebody's got to dig into this and see whether it's the right color or not, or if something's screwy. I think it's the correct color. I think whoever said that, so there's been searching for paint code LB97. Was that supposed to be 6? I don't know, whatever. It's the right color. I don't think it was repainted a different color. I'm gonna again give the seller the benefit of the doubt and say this car still does 250, 964. I'm not changing my bid. Bernard, what do you think?
270.
270.
Right. I think
there you go. Strong bids.
Strong bids. I think it's a great car. I think it's a great car. It's very clean. There's ways to see if there are places where the painter doesn't go. And you go there and you look at the pictures and you see if there's any brown there, then but the COAs from Porsche, they tend to have problems.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, here's under the hood. This is the front boot. I mean, that is factory Cosmoline down here.
No, and
You
the
know,
and the VIN stickers are everywhere. Look
yeah,
at the previous
this
picture
was-
you showed.
Yep. Okay.
You see on the hood, on the front cover,
Mm-hmm.
on the upper left side of the screen is the VIN sticker. If you
Yeah.
change the color, VIN
And the-
sticker is gone.
And the window sticker says it was diamond blue metallic anyway, so it's just the COA that was
Yeah.
wrong. I was just
COA.
having
Porsche,
fun with
what
you
does
guys.
Porsche know about anything anyway? Whoever thought they knew
All right.
anything? All right, let's move on. We got lots of cars to cover and not a lot of time. What's the next thing we got on the list?
All right, JP, on Cars and Bids right now, Doug DeMero's site is a very unusual 81-mile, one-owner, 2013 BMW M3 Coupe Limerock Park Edition. The bummer here, JP, is that it's the DCG or whatever, the automatic, dual clutch transmission and not a 6-speed manual. The big news, of course, is that the car only has 81 miles, and Limerocks have been highly collectible and highly coveted by those willing to spend top dollar for the best M3s that are available. The interesting thing about this listing, JP, with just one day to go, is the fact that, and we got to get into, let's get ready to walk it back. Let's try to summarize. So the dealer specializes in ultra low mileage cars, states that in the listing and in the comments that the car had always been stored in a climate controlled facility. Because these are such rare cars, it comes out via the commenter pictures of the interior of the car in 2024, shortly before the seller had purchased it, and the interior is covered in mold. The seller then walks past their assertion to mean it's always been in a climate-controlled garage since they acquired it at Mecum. And of course, now this story has taken a life of its own. There are pictures of the interior with the mold on it on a Reddit comment right now. So this one has gone totally sideways. JP, I think this honestly had a chance to be, really close to a $200,000 example of this platform of the M3. This would have been maybe a high watermark for a Limerock. But now I wonder if this car will even break $100,000. And if it doesn't break 130 to 150 grand, I don't think this car sells. So John, we're not in a mad rush, but 81 miles on a clean Maryland title. The guy bodaciously declares something, and the internet, who never forgets, never sleeps, and never loses, take him to task. And now he's walking back. He's lost all credibility with his audience. This is not the fault of the platform, but man, what do you think you're going to get away with when you're making claims and there's a VIN number and a health report that follows a car around, especially something as rare as a sub 100-mile Limerock? JP, where are you at on walking it back? Any chance for a retail number when you're walking back claims of mold and always been in a climate-controlled garage? I mean, my God. Who would even buy this car now?
I don't know what's worse. I mean, this reminds me of that video that's going around all weekend of that Karen at the Phillies game or whatever that runs up to the father and takes the ball back after he already gave it to his kid. I don't know what's worse, the Karen or the way the guy reacts with, when he realizes that there's some middle-aged woman yelling at him from the HR department. I mean, this car is just everything about this car is a shit show. Everything about this listing is a shit show, just like the baseball situation. This, from the stupid transmission to the weird listing and mold on the seats. I mean, at this point, DOA, Bernard, what do you think?
I mean, it's a great car. It looks good. The mold thing, yes, it's regretful. You have to. I mean, every time I go to sell a car, I mention everything, because you have to be transparent. Because not because I'm honest or anything like that. I am, but it's the internet. The internet is the greatest equalizer of everything in the world right now. So somebody somehow is going to find something, is going to post it somewhere, and then the whole thing goes down the drain.
All right, Deeb, what's it going to bring?
Our friends at Classic.com tell us that an E9 platform M3 Coupe with a DCG or whatever they call not the DCG, but it's the dual clutch gearbox is only a $33,000 conversation. I think if it's a Limerock, it's worth 50% to 100% more. This one with sub 100 miles, I think should have been a $150,000 plus car. But JP, despite our car being at $86,592 on 13 bids, I don't think it's going much further. This car, I think, JP, is going to die off at $98,000 even, and I think it's going to fail to sell because I think that the guy who's selling this car thinks he's got a gold mine. But this listing, unfortunately, is completely mishandled, and I don't think there's recovering it. And Bernard brought up a good point about the seller burning that Stirling Moss car. Again, this result and these comments will be married to the VIN forever in your Google search engine. This car isn't just burnt for the rest of the year. I think this car is burnt, period. The only way you're going to retail this car is through a private transaction where the seller can explain the error and then recreate and build value in the low mileage example car. And the person who pays a retail number for this car, I think it's a crapshoot. I don't think you'll ever get your money out of it. But that's the only way to retail out of this car is privately. So $98,000 with an FTS, failure to sell. Where are you at, JP? You think it's going to sell?
$95,090. The mold thing that sucks, but really is it that big a deal? I mean, it was probably whatever. It's got 81 miles. The biggest atrocity is that nobody ever drove this car, and that pisses me off more than anything. Bernard, what do you think this car will bring?
99,999.
All right,
there you go.
It's gonna kiss
Very
100.
good.
All right,
Yeah, exactly. Good job.
Let us
Bernard.
know what you guys think of the orange M3. Is it burnt, or is that a nice little? Yeah, well, let us know. All right, let's move on. What do we got?
All right, JP, do not adjust your set. Let's stay on cars and bids and check in on this gorgeous and familiar 2006 Porsche 911 Carrera S Coupe that is, it's in New Orleans? Chris Carbine out of Carbine Motor Cars in New Orleans, Louisiana, some time ago purchased this car that JP has actually driven and knows well because it belonged previously to our good friend Kelly Smith out of Boise, Idaho. Kelly has a wonderful collection of very special Porsches, and this car is just another stellar example. Despite being just a 997.1, it is an S with a manual and just 46,000 miles on the odometer. Lapis blue metallic. Kelly proudly does the dry ice, the washing of the car underneath. And I believe under his tutelage, although it might have happened before, somebody painted the what do we call them, JP, lobster forks, to match in the matching lapis blue metallic color. And somehow, JP, on this car, it just works. I think because they left sort of that machined lip on the edge and you get the contrast of the red brake calipers. This car has eyeball for days. Kelly Smith, being such a good guy, has chimed in on several occasions in the comments to back up and provide provenance and history and context to the car, where it's been and how it's been cared for before Carbine acquired it, and Carbine is now bringing it to market. So JP, it's a 997.1. .2s are smoking hot right now. Is that going to pick up the better quality .1s? Is an S coupe with a manual stand a chance to in a rare colorway to bring a new high watermark for the model? Where are you at on Kelly Smith's old car down in New Orleans?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big challenge is the platform more than the car. Not knocking Cars and Bids, but Cars and Bids does not do as well as BAT when it comes to Porsches. This car is about as nice a version of one of these as you're going to find. Kelly did do the dry ice thing to the bottom of the car, but he didn't really need to. The car was super clean anyway. I kind of probably would have said don't do that if it were me, but Kelly just really enjoys going through and detailing cars and making them as nice as you can make them. The 997.1, yeah, IMS issues are something to be a little scared about, but generally they're fantastic cars and they drive wonderfully for not a lot of money. You get a lot of Porsche. Bernard, what do you think of this 997S.1?
I think it's just beautiful. I mean, I'm just in awe. What a beautiful car. The pictures are amazing too. I don't love that tourist delivery plate in the front, but that's me. I mean, 997s, look, 996s are coming. Listen to this. Manual, Tiptronic, Auto Tragic, whatever. In any platform, 996s, as long as they're not convertible, they're coming. And the pre-facelift are the ones that are coming. The facelift ones, not so much. 997s are strong, are always strong. I feel that 997s are stronger and more stable in the market than 991s.
Oh,
So
for sure.
Very
Yeah.
good
I
take.
think
Yeah.
I think I think that anybody, any money on a 997 in good condition with a spectacular color combination, the wheel color match is fantastic. I think this is safe money, whatever price you pay. If you keep it in, 1 year, 2 years, and enjoy it a little bit, you don't put a ton of miles on it, and you do your services, you get your money out.
Kelly misses
well
it
done.
already. He says, Deeb, what's it going to bring?
All right, JP, according to our friends at classic.com, they tell us that a 997.1 Coupe S with a manual is only a $49,000 on average transaction in the secondary market. Our car, Kelly's old car, Carbine's current car, our car is currently listed at $57,997 on 22 bids, and it closes in 2 days from now, JP. This will be a Tuesday hammer when it comes to close. JP, I think this car has a chance to get to $73,000, where I believe it will sell when it hammers a couple of days from now on Cars and Bids, and that should put a smile on Kelly's face and a big smile on Carbine's face. $73,000, JP. It's at 57 and change. Let's call it 58 to you. I think there's 15 grand still in it, JP. You going to go over my number?
This is a great car, and I want Chris to get the extra money because I think he needs to get it for a birthday present for Ann. Is it Ann's birthday? Am I hearing
happy birthday,
something
Ann.
correctly there? Yeah. I don't know if it's
Happy
going to break
birthday,
70.
Ann.
It could, but I'm going to say 69.97 and however many zeros on there to make it a 5-figure number. Beautiful car. But I think this car is going to fight the platform more than the market. Bernard, what do you think?
I think it's a 70 grand car.
Yeah.
All
There he
day.
is.
All
There he
day.
goes.
All right,
With
we will
conviction,
find out
JP.
soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
and happy birthday to Ann. All right. We
And
shall
hopefully,
see.
and hopefully, it does more. And hopefully
Yeah.
does more because, these cars are going up. People talk about bubbles and all this, all that nonsense. There's no bubble.
Mm-hmm.
These are going
Yeah.
up. And if it's a 997s are strong money, they're strong investments, I think.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right,
Good
Bernard,
advice.
Bernard, we've got one for you. Check it out on Bring a Trailer right now. You may have even noticed it's a 1994 Mercedes-Benz E500. Everybody else likes to call it a 500E, but 94 received a slight change in nomenclature, and Bernard will dispel for us in a couple of minutes if there are, in fact, some technology upgrades to the car. Our particular car is running no reserve out of, let's call it, Stuart, Florida. The car has 159,000 miles on the odometer, but looks pretty good in cosmetic condition. Gorgeous in smoke silver with the parchment interior. JP, I actually like the parchment interiors on these cars because they have the black dash and the black on the high belt line around the cabin. Throw down some cocoa mats. Chef's kiss. This car looks unmodified, although the stance looks like it might slightly be lowered. Bernard, based on my knowledge of 500Es, and I used to own, we put like 90,000 on a 93. 92s, I think someday are going to be super collectible because those are the ones that actually drove across Stuttgart and Porsche put their hands on them. 93s, no big deal. But 94, they changed the name to E500. Bernard, when we come to you, please tell us, did they do something? Was there an upgrade to the transmission? Was there an upgrade to the brake caliper? I feel like the E500s had a few extra pieces that were lifted right off the SL that made the car like mechanically a little bit superior to the previous 2 years. But the Porsche tie-in, this is one of the greatest driving saloons of all time. I'm shocked at 160,000 miles. Our car is already sitting at $29,999, but it is running no reserve, and I'll be pleased to see if this car gets deep into the 30s. JP, what do you think of these cars? And then, Bernard, let us know if there's something special about the 94s that is different than the 92s and 3s.
The
reason why the...
Go ahead, Bernard. Go ahead. Go for
No,
it.
the reason why the letter is before or after is because of the change of policy in the name of the products. They went from 500 SL to SL 500. The car has a facelift, which I honestly, I prefer the old the pre-facelift cars because they're boxier, they're more raw looking. This is more it's a more doctor's or lawyer's car. It's a great car. It's really encouraging that the pictures are taken at Rentex parking lot, which could possibly mean that the car was properly serviced at Rentec. It needs a paint job. That could hurt it a little bit. And then we have to see what the friends at the 500E board have to say about it. But 150,000 miles doesn't scare me. My daily driver is a Mercedes-Benz. I commute about 30,000 miles a year. My car has 250,000 miles, and it's just perfect. Doesn't miss a beat. Nothing. I think I'm not a huge fan of beige on beige, but the car looks very clean, and those are great drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Deeb, what's it going to bring?
Amazing cars.
JP, according to our friends at Classic.com, the 94 and 95s bring a small premium over the 92s and 93s. On average, the E500 is a $63,000 car in the secondary market. Our car is currently sitting at $29,999. It closes tomorrow, but it's running no reserve. So despite having 159,000 miles, JP, I think this car has a chance to hammer for $35,500. JP, $35,500 to you. Where you at?
I'll park it under you and go $34,500. I think this color really hides the poor condition of the paint well, but the fact is this thing has high miles, and cosmetically it leaves a lot to be desired from a collector point of view. But as a driver, it'd be a great car to have. Bernard, what's your number? You know these cars better than anyone.
I mean, the range is very small between you two, but we're right in the middle, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah,
35
right in the middle, because that's it. I mean,
yeah.
The biggest scare is mechanical expenses, and then you go to paint it. If you paint it, then it doesn't paint meter anymore. So,
no.
I mean, is this the kind of car that you bother painting? I mean, this is the kind of car to me. It seems like, well, it's a great 10-footer, and it's an awesome car to drive. And from behind the wheel, it looks great. So who cares what it looks like? You're gonna be blowing by everyone so fast that they're not gonna see the blemishes in the paint with this beige color.
No, and with a Lexus color combination, it's not a car you're gonna throw to the ground and put some wheels and make something nice out of it.
There it is. All right, guys, what do you think the E500 will bring? Let us know in the comments. And we got one more car, Deeb. Let's do one last car, right?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Hold on. Pull it up. I thought we were going to dip out. JP, we're going to search. We're going to go real quick and take a look at a 1988 Honda CRX Si with a 5-speed. This car is running no reserve as an alumni listing on Bring a Trailer out of North Brunswick, New Jersey. The car is in fair condition considering the odometer at 135,000 miles. But these little Honda CRX SIs were fun little cars. They have a bit of a cult following. And let's face it, it's also a young timer. It's also a Radwood car. I've always had a soft spot in these things. I'm kind of a Honda fanboy. JP, back in July of 2023, this car sold as an alumni listing at that time for $26,250. At that time, JP, the car was showing 134,000 miles. So without much more on the odometer, it comes back to market. JP, should we just jump into numbers?
Yeah, what do you got?
All right, so according to Classic.com, the average selling price of a CRX Si is $17,000. I know this car sold for quite a bit last time, but I don't know if it'll get there again. It's currently sitting at $15,500, and it closes tomorrow. That comes to us by way of 20 bids, so it does have good action. Initially, I put $19,888. I'm going to just change that to $21,888. So there you go. $21,888 to you, JP. It sold for $26,000 last year. Where you at?
Yeah, I think it gets close to that. What was your number one more time? I'm sorry.
21.
No, I'm gonna say $26,088. It is a stick. And how amazing that the owner of this car got this custom plate past the Karens that work in the DMV. That's pretty impressive if that's a real plate. I mean, Wow. Usually those guys in the DMV are like all over stuff like that. Bernard, what do you think this car will bring?
I think it will bring 29 grand.
29 grand.
Wow.
It's yellow. It's yellow. It has the shades in the back. I sold a car like this with the same miles, very similar condition, in silver, not yellow, in silver, about 5 years ago, for $35,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It
so
took-
hard to find.
It took
these
a minute.
Yeah.
It took a minute to sell it. It took a minute to sell it because I sell the cars the traditional way. I don't go often to auctions. If I go to an online auction, I go to MB Market. But it took a minute that I got the money out of it.
Wow. Well done. That's a great
Nice.
number.
All right, guys.
And I like them.
Huh?
Yeah, they're fun to drive, right?
They're cult cars. There's a cult behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love them.
So-
All right, we are going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight on your Sunday. Vegas Auto Fest is coming up this Saturday. We've got one more show before then. Bernard, where can we find you on the internets and all that kind of stuff?
Our website is patinacollective.com, and we're on Instagram at the Patina Collective.
Excellent.
Very good.
And
Michael,
for
great
sales,
contact.
we're plushauto.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Bernard, you were great tonight. Thank you so much. Sorry for the slow
Thank you for
start, but
having
that was a great show. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And
It was
shout
great
out
being
to the
here.
Nerd Herd. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We love you. And make sure you go to all the different car listings that you saw that we talked about tonight and say you heard about those cars on Bid Nerds. And don't forget to go get yourself some merch. The link is in the description. Deeb, you want to take us out, or should I just get the heck out of here?
You take us out. You get us out of here.
Bye.